Welcome back to Be Alive Podcast. It's your boy K.Sloan here with my dog, J.Jones.
Oh, I was about to say that, huh? I had a notification slide across my screen as you said that. But I'm Jay Jones. Know that by
J.
now.
J. Jones is real important these days. Things are looking up for J. Jones. He going to Vegas this weekend, as we had discussed earlier. My man's
I'm
been
going to
balling out.
Vegas from
Yeah,
Thursday to throughout the whole weekend, having some fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what you gonna do in Vegas?
What happens
Hopefully,
in Vegas stays in Vegas, okay?
But it hasn't happened yet. What are you planning to do?
I'm planning on winning some money so everybody doesn't have to work anymore.
Hey, that's the best plan I think I done heard the last I don't know year because I need that. But talking about planning, we got two very driven entrepreneurs we got here, sisters, right? Sisters, and they're gonna introduce themselves to us. So either one of y'all take it away.
Go ahead, sis.
You're crazy. I'm Grace and um I'm a new mom. I work in the field of orthopedic surgery as a contract assistant. And I've recently embarked on business with my sister, of course. Pray for us.
Yeah. Please.
And we've really built this business on the importance of self-development and trying to be your best self. And we do believe in growth, and we believe in you having to start somewhere. And so we're really trying to be influential and very helpful to the people of our community. Okay, so go ahead and say Abby.
Abby here. I work in the food science, quality assurance field, mainly in food. Army veteran as well. And, like Shaquana said, we decided to start verse planning together to both help ourselves and also the community. We noticed that being able to plan things and actually write things down really does increase productivity. Makes you feel better actually completing tasks and things like that. And the thing that we want to bring to the planning world is we want to basically step away from just making things look pretty and actually try to drive people to actually accomplish goals instead of just writing down miscellaneous things or just having pretty planners and things like that. We want people to actually believe in themselves and accomplish the things that they set out to do, at the beginning of the year or whenever they do. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That's super cool, man. And I want to kind of, just let y'all know that where the field y'all in, it's obvious that you guys are like trendsetters and you're going about it in a kind of a cutting edge way because I don't know, Jay Jones, have you seen what I was telling you about what they're doing with verse planning? Have you seen the way they're doing that with the stickers and all the bro,
Mm-mm.
they tapped
Told me
in,
about it.
bro.
I don't think I've seen it.
They tapped in, bro. It's different, and a lot of people have been shouting them out, and they've been growing that following like rapidly. So I've been watching the growth, and shout outs to the growth for real because I know that it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to be able to kind of build that attraction to your product. So the consistency
Right.
and that grind work, man. Shout out to y'all because we all in that same boat when it comes to creating.
Right.
You trying to make a individual type of thing, put that thought into action, put it out there, and then try to get people to kind of come and buy in, right? So
Right.
it's a special kind of grind. And then Jay Jones, how you feeling today, big bro?
Hey, man, I'm always blessed and highly favored. I can't wait till the planner come out with my face on it. It says,
One, we got you.
Hey, for real. Hey, you
never
know
the
what?
plan is planning the field. That's the one. That's the one I want.
Hey, if y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all now. This is me giving y'all a little consulting off the rip. If y'all make a
Okay.
planner that I
Hmm.
can have the little animation that look like me, just like J. Joe talking about, I'm in. I'm spending a whole bunch. Like if I don't know y'all, I'm in. I'm already gonna support y'all anyway. But if I ain't never seen it, like I'm in. Like if I see a little dude on there look just like me, like a little bitmojis, like out there just chilling, hanging off the, you know what I'm saying, chilling off the joint. I'm on there. I'm on that.
It's too easy, right, sis? That's too easy.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. So we tapped in now. We tapped in because I was like thinking about that. 'Cause I was like, man, I love what they doing, but I just can't resonate with the chick though. You know what I mean? The girl, she, I feel it.
I think the reason you can't resonate is because with this first planner, we kind of appealed to women. And we really did not want to do that. But with this design coming along as we weren't sure what we were doing from the beginning. It just led to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually thought not much male use planners. So we really reached out to a lot of people and we asked the guys, do you guys use planners? And they're like,
Mhm.
we realized it's really a female dominated business and it's females that uses the planner. So we decided it was okay to go with that idea.
For our
And
first
So
idea.
we won't exclude you next time.
Okay.
And you know what? That makes sense though, because I
Makes
mean,
sense.
they say you need an audience, you need a niche, and they got their niche. You know what I mean? And the more centralized you are, the more you hitting that target, like boom. And you know, y'all got it makes sense. I
Do y'all
just
have do
I was
y'all
gonna
have an example? Can we see one? Do y'all have one? I know y'all have one around.
I
Yeah.
be first.
Huh?
Huh?
Do you have it with you?
My personal planner?
Yes.
My personal planner is on the bed. I do have one of them though. They look like this,
hey,
right?
yeah, working woman right there. She got the pearls around her neck. Them pearls, that's a silk.
You know it's pearls.
That's the pearls around her neck. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, actually, my planner, I'll grab it in a second. I have a black one. The white ones, we did print more of them. They're a cleaner version to me anyway. But it was interesting because black sold very quickly. And Shaquana and I were discussing like why black was going so quickly when really to her and I guess we really thought the white ones would sell more. I don't know. But yep, they're A5 size planners, pretty thick, 1 year's worth, monthly and weekly layouts. And the core of the planners are really the weekly tips and the quotes because they're just motivational, like driven. We wanted people to have something to do but not be overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquana owns many planners that she opens it and she's annoyed already because there's too much in it and you just don't have that kind of time to spend in a planner. Or some of them just don't have enough and you just never go through it. What we found with the people that bought our planners, they're actually completing the weekly tips and quotes, and so that's pretty cool.
Where can everybody buy the planners? Like, where would you guys, you got a website or somewhere where all our people can go and just, buy a planner right now?
We do have a Shopify link. It's in the bio of our IG page at Verse Planning, just like our shirts say. You can also visit verseplanning.com. You can purchase from there as well.
Ready. They ready for it.
They ready for it. We're gonna
You
have
can
them
hear
running.
it.
We're gonna have them running. They're gonna
They
be coming.
plan. They plan for this.
Hey.
They plan.
J.Jones got all the punny jokes. No, he ain't
Nah.
stopping. He ain't stopping
Yeah,
there.
I've been seeing.
Yeah, J.Jones tapped in.
All right. Well, I mean, so since y'all own the company, y'all giving out planners, what's the importance to y'all? And then I guess we can all kind of talk about this. What's the importance to planning? Because we say it, planning to fail is failing to plan.
Yeah,
Correct.
Right.
Okay, I said that right. Yeah. So
you said that right.
So yeah,
I mean,
have the misconception that, plans usually work, but a plan usually doesn't work is if you did not put the work in. So the truth is it's essential to plan because if you're not planning for tomorrow, then you do not guarantee anything of yourself for tomorrow.
Mm.
So our thing is that the first step you take towards completing a goal is making sure that you write it down, because once you write things down, you're putting it into the universe. So you're manifesting what you want for your tomorrow. So your first step is to write it down, and the next step is now for you to take action. That's our premise with planners, because we do believe in planning and we do believe you can be successful if you decide to plan and execute.
right. And I mean, we posted on our page as well some benefits to using a planner, but just time management is huge. I just wasted so much time. Like I'll get up and say I'm gonna do a few different things and sit around, lounge, chill, relax, and like before you know it, it's late. Now I don't have the energy to do it anymore. I'm too tired. I'm lazy. I noticed that, like she said, when you write something down, you're more committed. Having my planner now has been really beneficial because like I have to open it every day. Like I'm like, what did I say? What did I say I was going to do yesterday? You know, if I get to a point in the day where I'm just like not doing much, I'll go to my planner like, hey, what was I supposed to do today? Or even for our business, we have business meetings, obviously, every few days. We discuss with each other what we need to do, what's next. We have up days, we have down days, you know, and writing things down as far as the business goes helps because I'm like, oh, you know, I need to get this to Shaquana by Friday. And it all ties into our yearly goals, which is why in the planner we had a goal list that, you know, we basically said write down your goals for the year, but we didn't leave it at that. Every month we require you rewrite your goal, like pick something off the list, or if you're continuing to work on something throughout the whole year, you do that so that it stays on your mind. And like at the end of the year, everybody should be able to look back in their get it done planner and be like, wow, you know, I did 100 steps. I took 100 steps just to get here, you know, and our goal is that you actually accomplish majority of what you wrote down on your goal list, you know?
It's interesting because I know, like for me, like this is kind of a transparency thing right here. I've always struggled with planning, like
Mhm.
forever, ever since I known a planner, knew what it was. I struggled with it. I mean, like I was telling J.Jones earlier today, first grade. I remember it was I don't think it was first grade. I think it was second grade, third grade. But that was when the first time they actually distributed out the planners at school. Like y'all remember, like when they used to do that, they give us the planners. They
Yeah.
had the little like
Yes, the agendas. Do you
yeah,
remember?
the agendas. They had a little
Yeah.
hologram on there. You would turn it,
Wow.
take a picture. All right, so listen, y'all, listen. I would open mine. I'd be like, man, this looks cool, and then I would lose it in 2 days. Like it wouldn't take no longer than 2 days. It'd be gone. And I used to get in so much trouble behind it because it's like my mom would be like, "Where's your agenda at? Where's your agenda at? Why you don't know your homework?"
Right.
Yeah, and I used to be like, "Mom, I don't know where that stuff is," because I just have like this thing where like I kind of just go, and I've always been that way, and to this day, it's been a struggle. But what I learned was, like you said, Abigail, like when I started to write things down and try to follow through, and then
Mhm.
throughout my day revisit what I wrote, that was powerful for me because it was able to kind of tell me if I was on track or if I was off. Because if
Right.
you're off, then you can kind of get back to where you're supposed to be, even though
Right.
your day's unpredictable. Shaquana, right? It's like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you have a plan, and then all of a sudden, I got a kid just like y'all do. Like Jay Jones, you ain't got no kid yet, but my bad, bro. But
Nobody asked.
hey,
Nobody asked.
but once the baby got something going on or something like that, you gotta go. Like you gotta go, you gotta drop it. But when you got the framework, you can always double back, and that's the
Right.
power of having that plan in place. So when I first started, I just started scratching stuff down on paper and keeping in my pocket. Just real dude, like I ain't got the pretty stickers and all that, but I put in my pocket. I would go 8 to 7. I have a whole day planned out. Be in the back of my pocket. I'd be scratching it off, putting it back, and now I've kind of
Right.
advanced to at least a notebook. But
Right. And I mean, like I did that too. I used to use my phone. And the thing is, I just, like, I'll write down something in my notes. And it could be something like a song lyric, right? I'm like, I'm going to go search that later. And I never, like, I don't remember it. Because it's tucked away, you know, I don't think to go in my notes every day. I don't use my notes in my phone as my planner. But having something tangible, like physical, that I can hold and pick up every day, I use it and it works. And Shaquana can describe it. She tells me, you know, it's what, a couple months into the year, and it feels better having had a more laid out life than it did
Yeah.
just last year
yeah,
Yeah.
because it you just feel lost, honestly. And
A
I'll
lot
have a lot of things to do and just
underestimate, I was gonna say a lot of people underestimate how much you do not get done if you do not have anything in place. If you haven't implemented anything for yourself or you're not trying to do anything for yourself, nothing is gonna get done. So we think that we don't need to plan. We think that we know we don't need to write things down. But take a look back at 5 years back into your life. And if you haven't achieved anything, it's because you did not plan towards achieving anything. Because I'm sure if you got a planner like Get It Done 2021 that actually pushes you throughout your year, you would have achieved at least 5 things on that list.
right,
Because I, for myself, have used the planner and I've achieved my January goal. And I've almost achieved my February goal, right? And I already have a goal for March. But the year that has gone by when I was not so fixated on my personal successes, I really did not achieve much, or whatever I achieved was, just by, you know,
by
coincidence.
chance. Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree. I agree with y'all. I plan. Carrie used to always laugh at me when we worked together. He was like, "Man, you wake up and plan your day out. Oh, you already had your day planned out." I'm like, it's just easier, you know. I mean, and if something comes up, yeah, it puts a little wrench or a little curveball. But I mean, like Carrie said, you can get right back on. You might take the wrong route, but you can get right back on the right freeway. All you gotta do just stay with the plan. So I'm definitely planning. I don't
Right.
Carrie.
And
How you?
at the end of the day, it's just a tool. It's another tool, right? It's just like having an alarm clock. We use an alarm clock because it's a tool to get us up in the morning, you know? Having a planner is a tool to get us through our days, our months, our years, whatever it is. It's also like it's a good, time tracker. You can look back at how much time a day you spent on at the gym, right? Or how much time you spent working on your business, or what time you woke up every day. And we included that question in our planner, by the way. What time you woke up daily? We chose to leave it off of the weekends because a lot of people often sleep in on the weekends. But we wanted people to take from it. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to write down I woke up at 6, 7. Um, like for me, because it's there in my planner and I'm supposed to wake up at a certain time to be at work at a certain time, it's helped me to actually make sure I get up at a certain time. My job is kind of like lax. I can kind of show up when I want to, but I should not. And having it in my planner kind of keeps me like dedicated. Like, hey, I don't want to have my planner be like I woke up at 7, woke up at 10, woke up at 11. Kind of I want to remain consistent, but the planning thing works for us in our business because we are trying to target people that have things to do. We have a designer on hand. We have I'm pretty creative, Shaquan is creative. We sit down and talk about all the pretty things, and we can do that all day long, make stickers and whatever, but we're trying to reach people that want to get from A to B. Like that's the goal. And I noticed that with the planning community, they come to the page and they're not sure yet. Like they're unsure. They're like, they say planning in the Instagram name, and they want to see all the things they see on all the other girls' pages, but they're like, oh, wait. They're talking about goals. They're talking about getting this done. They're talking about weekly tips and quotes. So we're trying to, that's the twist. That's the difference we're trying to bring again to the planning community.
And what I feel is that execution piece is that, when you say getting it done, it's like, you can make a plan, but if you don't really follow through on the plan, if you don't actually go and you said you're going to get all this done before 12, but if you didn't
Right.
do it, there's an accountability piece that's like, hey, like I didn't get that done today, so I didn't execute. Like
Exactly.
you can, and I've been in a lot of situations too with people that are very detailed planners. Like they love to plan. They got a plan for this, a plan for that, and plan for this, and then it's like, look, like I said before, when that wrench goes into your plan, can you go back to your plan without blowing up and losing your mind, having an anxiety attack,
Exactly.
and passing out? Because a lot of
That's
people
the
do that.
thing.
They like I can't
Exactly.
stand that. I can't. I hate working with people that once it go off schedule, they lose it. It's like, bro, I'm done. I'm doing my thing over here. We'll come back together when you got you know what I mean? Like, cause
And
Got your stuff
yeah,
together.
I'm glad you said that because
Yes.
Shaquana and I are like that. I'm that person. I'm not gonna lie. Shaquana, how do I say, maybe more resilient than me. Nothing's too much of a challenge for her. She's just like sometimes I don't know how she does it. She can lose $1 million today and be like, all right, how can I get this back tomorrow? Like, for me, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, you're gonna
I'm being
break
one to
down.
quit. Um, and so we struggle with that even in our business. And I'm like, no, Shaquana, that didn't work out so well, and I don't want to do it again. And she's like, no, we gotta do it again tomorrow.
Right.
And yeah, that's her.
That's good. Yeah, because this boy, we story time with Sloan. We used to work together. We worked together multiple times. But it's at this certain place. We won't name drop.
No name drop.
We didn't have to be there on time. We could get there anytime.
Right.
But I still got, I still pull up at 8:30 because that's when the building opens. This guy sometimes get there at 12. This the client at 2. But he never wrote. He never wrote stuff down. Never. He's like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, write it down, Kerry. Just write it down. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna do that next time.
Yeah, it was a struggle, man. It definitely has been a journey. But what I've
The
learned
growth
though,
is real, though. The growth is real. I remember Carrie used to walk through the hallways of school just like the chillest person ever, unbothered, like
yeah,
unbothered, like slow walk, like no care in the world.
Nah, nah.
So when I seen like, you know, him pushing what he's pushing right now, I'm like, I remember I was telling Shaquan, I was like, I know him from school. And like, this is not who I know. The growth is amazing for real, honestly.
No, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And when I started looking at the page, and it's very official, it's very nice. I love listening to the podcast. I do, listen sometimes. I'm like, it's small and growing, but it looks huge to me. Like I wouldn't have known that it's new, if I didn't hear from Abby.
We appreciate
Right.
that. We
Appreciate that.
appreciate that.
Oh,
It's
for sure.
it's I want to kind of touch on that real quick, just to kind of the growth, I guess, and talking about how we're getting to where we're going. Is
Hmm.
is based upon the fact that there's struggles that we've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Like I've dealt with, Jay Jones has dealt with. We kind of been transparent with one another and had certain
Right.
conversations to where it's like for a guy like me, I'm younger than Jay Jones, so he taught me a lot throughout
Mhm.
my younger adult years, I guess you could say, my late 20s. And that growth has now become like our brand, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been through stuff. Like I've
Right.
a mess up a lot, and I've struggled and fumbled and tried to figure out how am I going to figure out my life after athletics. Athletics was my safe haven. Like I was a football player and that's what I identified myself with. So that was what I was protected by. The
Right.
brands that I played for protected me. But now as a former athlete, it's like you got to figure out how can I re-identify myself and how can I, do for my family. Like I got a child. Like I got to
Right.
figure out a way to, take care of my own. I got to figure out a way to deal with my adversity without a whole team of guys that can kind of route me in. I got to find it
Right.
for myself. Like, so that's kind of been that growth. But I appreciate it. And then we trying to grow, y'all. That we just trying to grow and give to the people. That's it. Be that light.
Right.
Be
I
that light.
do, because if I don't know if Abby said, but at the beginning, what we were really trying to do at first was to write a self book for people who are on a path of healing and growing, and we wanted to get that done by the end of 2020, and it wasn't going to be possible, so we made sure that we created something else that could help them in some way as well.
Right.
um, we've had our challenges in business, but it has been something fulfilling, for our needs and for the needs of the community as well.
Right.
So,
The best thing.
And I mean, that's another thing. Just even the book. Just last year when we discussed the book, we were like, yeah, let's do this. And it just stems from, like you said, going through things. Shakwana and I have both been through a lot of things, a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of hurt. And we got kind of tired of the like, what you may find when you Google like depression or things like that. And we want to kind of give people a different view or a different, yeah, like we're
let's
here with you, you know, and
first.
right.
Yeah.
And we want people to know we know how it feels to go through certain things and to like pick up a book that they're like, oh, wow, this person knows. This person knows. They're not just a doctor trying to tell me to go take medicine or something like that. But it wasn't easy. Like I thought it would be done by the end of, last year. And really why? Because I didn't lay out the planning. We didn't lay out the planning. Now, we're going month by month, writing chapters, researching, publishers, different things like that. And so, we've set a new goal for it and we should accomplish it.
And
So
I love that. I love that empathy piece, man. That empathy,
yeah,
that feeling the people's pain.
right.
That'll go a lot further than giving them a diagnosis, talking at them, talking down to
Exactly.
people, because people don't resonate with that. People don't. You try to
Period.
tell me how I work. It's like,
Right.
have you gone through this? Do you know what this feels like? So
And right. And being in the military, dealt with certain things. And when I would go to counseling, I would hear like, I'd be like, I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like it. And I don't want to go outside and I don't want to go find something that makes me happy. Right. I don't want to. And they're like, I know you don't want to, but you need to. And I just got so tired of hearing that. Sometimes you want someone to tell you, I get it. Like, I know you don't want to go over there and that's okay right now. You know what I mean? It's okay for you to not do that right now because you don't feel like doing that right now. Right. And to give yourself a chance to feel better, that felt better to me rather than being like, when I come back next session, did you Did you go bowling because you like bowling? Or did you go outside and take pictures because you told me you like photography? I'm like, no, I didn't. I chose that day to stay in my house and try to figure out and understand what I was feeling and where it was coming from, and that's kind of what we want to give back to other people that are going through many different things.
About stepping stones sometimes. You can't just get up and achieve the
Right.
goal.
Because it's not
Sometimes,
so easy. It's
yeah,
just not that easy.
sometimes getting out of the bed is achieving the goal. Like you said, I don't want to
Exactly.
bowling, but sometimes I lay in bed for 10 hours. I just lay in bed and do nothing. Sometimes getting out of the bed and making a sandwich is a goal. So yeah,
Exactly. Cleaning your room, washing your car. Yeah.
big time, big time. But yes, we're gonna talk. I guess we kind of talked about being on time, but Kerry, you was telling me something earlier about with Lil Uzi. I don't really, I don't know if I agree with Lil Uzi a lot, but this time,
What
Lil
happened?
Uzi Vert, a rapper, he said something that actually made sense. So, Kerry,
Nah, Lil Uzi had he posted a video. I don't know if he posted it. Somebody had him talking to Fat Joe somewhere. I don't know what it
I
was
think
like. You
Fat
know
Joe has
how?
a podcast. I
Yeah,
think Fat Joe,
does he?
I think so.
Okay, so Fat Joe got a podcast, and somebody repurposed the content. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit about repurposing content. But somebody repurposed the content, and they put like how you put a top on the top, like whatever this topic was, and it said "be on time." It was Lil Uzi. I was like, Lil Uzi Vert. I was like, "Be on time." Like, all right, let me check this out. So I checked it out, and he was saying like how he felt like being on time was the most important thing coming to being successful. You know what I mean? Like that's how he's made so much money in the rap business because he's
Right.
on time. And I was just showing J.Jones. I sent it to him because I was like, bro, can you imagine like Lil Uzi Vert sitting here talking about being on time? You know what I mean? Like it's like you wouldn't think because he was talking about like, yeah, one time I was 1 minute late and I felt so bad and da 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 da. And I was just look at this dude. Look at he got a little nose ring and everything, but you gotta
Diamond,
yeah, got a dime in his
diamond.
forehead, but he's on to something because even like your parents or whoever else, your uncle, the
Mhm.
elders of any realm will always tell you stuff like that. Be on time. And it's funny that principles are universal. You know what I mean? So stuff like being on time, being organized, having a plan. These things are universal for anybody in any field. Um, I thought that was amazing. I just kind of want to talk about being on time and just the importance of that because my boy right here, J.Jones don't play with the time. Now he don't play. He be kidding me.
Really?
Nah, he don't play with the time.
I will stress if I'm 5 minutes early, I'm stressed out. I'll be
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
stressed. 5 minutes
yeah.
early, I'm like
So
going
what's
crazy.
on time for you?
Probably 10 is cool. Like 10 is on the verge of late to me.
And are you pretty consistent? Like you're always on time?
My coach when I graduated from college, my coach said I have never had a football player not have to do like any type of discipline for being late. He's like, You're the first football player ever," and I was like,
Is,
and
and is it just because you feel like being on time is a value?
I
Or
think I always said that I don't like to play. If somebody told me, "Hey, the party starts at 6," or whatever, the day, whatever, I don't like to play with people's time because
right,
like that's their time. They said I'll be there at 6. So if I get there at 6:08, it's like, man, what if I missed something? What if something was important at
right.
6 o'clock? So yeah, I just don't. Everybody always. I had to. My friends have to sit me down to make me late for parties because no part. For some reason, no party starts on time anymore. So they're like,
Yeah, parties
"Real,
don't
you're gonna
start
be
on
the first
time.
person there.
I
Right.
was
You're
a
gonna be the first person
friend.
there. You're gonna
I
be the
was a
first person there. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Don't go, don't go, don't go." And I'm like rocking.
30
And if you
minutes
show up
late.
early, you're gonna be setting up.
Right. And so
Yeah, yeah.
I
You ain't.
learned that recently, but I've always been at the party on the couch looking at my phone with nobody else around. Like, what?
So then how's that work for like procrastination? Do you procrastinate at all with assignments, things like that? You always on time?
I'm okay. Sometimes in college, I did have some
Uh-huh.
assignments that I didn't care about, but it was like more like extra. If it was important, it was on time. Like extra
Jay
credit
Jones had a
stuff.
plan in place though, because we went to class together. Like we was in master's program together. Jay
Mhm.
Jones, well, his plan would be that we would talk. Like me and him would be talking, because I was like quick with the work, so he get the study guide from me, and he was gonna be on time for everything he needed. He'll get to class like very structured. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm the last minute cat. Like I'm the one that what I'm saying, throw it all together. All right, 30 minutes late to the party. Coach
30
said
minutes later.
30 easily. That's not even, I'm not even gonna get there any earlier than that. That's early,
Yeah.
but
Right.
that is early. Our hour is comfortable, but nah. And then when it came to like things that I had to do professionally as I was going into that transition period of being a professional, I noticed how many opportunities that I almost squandered from being late, almost late. You know what I mean? Like just people like looking at me like everybody's sitting down on time, like with their pencils
Right.
in their hand and stuff like that, ready to talk. And I'm trying to get my bag and pull my bag out, and it just looks so unprofessional. And I knew it because
Right.
on their face. Some people won't even work with you if you can't be on time. Like it's just
Exactly.
gonna be
Right.
done with you. So I wanted y'all to kind of address that because with the planning space, that allows you. What I've learned is that when I started to really create plans, now being on time was easy. Like it was like I already got this laid out. So come on, daughter hates it now. She hates it. I make her get her clothes ready the night before. You know what I'm saying? She got that thing. She got an iron. She got a book bag by the door and all that stuff. And it allows us to
Right.
not be so late all the time. Even if we wake up a little bit later, she could kind of just do. Like we out the doors, like everything's kind of lined up. And I want y'all to kind of touch on that a little bit, just the being on time piece, which y'all focusing on planning so much.
Well, I feel like being on time is a principle that definitely should be valued. But I also feel like people judge you by how you look and the size of your pockets, like what you're worth. So some people will ignore the importance of being on time for this person, but they know that they gotta be on time for Barack.
Oh,
People
that's true.
who are very important, and if it's important to them. So especially for us Black people, because we're known to always be late, I think we should heighten our values and understand that you have to respect people's time no matter who it is. You have to respect time overall because, you might just slip up in a moment where you need to respect that time and you didn't because it's not something that you practice every day of your life.
Mm.
And just, not being on time can completely change your entire day. Um, you may be on point. You remember all the answers to the questions. Everything was great until you decided not to set your alarm clock. You got up 30 minutes before you had to be there. You can't remember anything. You didn't get something to eat. You're not prepared. Now all of a sudden you can't answer the questions to the best of your knowledge, things like that. So, I mean, and, unlike Jarrell, I'm not always on time. I definitely wasn't last year. I'm doing much better this year. And it has a lot to do with, like I said, my planner. Just I have certain business meetings. My director, my direct boss doesn't live in state. So when he says get on a call at a certain time, he means it. And when he's like, he doesn't really want to hear that, he gave you this call a week ago and for some reason you can't get on here on time. Um, so I'm working on it. Like, when it comes to like certain parties, I've been to parties where I was early and they're never on time. So now I'm the person where I'm like, well, I'm not going to be there early, because it doesn't make sense, right? But I have to pick and choose like anything work related or anything school. I also noticed that if I'm not on time or my daughter's very independent, for example, my 5-year-old she sets her own alarm clock. It's very weird to me. Shaquana could tell you, she sets her alarm clock 6:30 every single morning. She gets up by her phone alarm clock. She does every single thing in the morning, uses the bathroom, puts her clothes on. Only thing I have to do is feed her. And if I'm not feeding her at home, I take her to school and feed her. If I am not on time, it frustrates her. So if she's like, I'm ready to go, but I'm just not crawling out the bed because I don't have to be at work on time. I find that she's sitting around and she's anxious and it makes me feel bad, because like this, if a 5-year-old can be productive and get it done, like I should be able to be more of an example for her. Like, when she's ready to go and she says, Mommy, ready to go, I grab my keys and I'm out the door with her because she was able to get up at 6:30 that morning. And even though she was tired, or even though she decided to sneak on her phone the night before, she still made sure she got up and got it done. So I,
Kids need
yeah,
that. They need structure, and they
right,
yearn structure. And I think a
right,
lot of stuff that we can learn as far as like development is from kids. I mean, kids are like the very primary level of us. We're complex in our understanding and our experiences and things like that. But when you talk about children, they need the same things we need, but they're very demanding about it because like they don't know anything else, right? So they know
exactly,
that they need to wake up on time because they always have it. They need to be
right,
fed on time. They need to do stuff around the clock and it helps their development. And we're no different. We just learn
right,
how to be resilient and go through adversity. And we learn how to, when stuff hits the fan, we can still fix it anyway. But
right. And they're not like that.
they
Yeah,
don't know that. The
They're
kids
not
don't
built
know.
like that yet. They're
You
not
know what
for
I'm
built like
saying?
sure.
that
They ain't
yet.
built
Not
like
yet.
that. Yeah,
Not
they
yet.
like, man, ma,
Mhm.
you tripping. Like you need to like,
Yeah,
like so
And then
Um,
when I'm running late, I'm irritated. I'm irritated.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, she thinks I'm irritated with her. Maybe I am, but it's not her fault. Not at all. Like that's on me for not getting up on time and not getting
Change
up
your
with
whole
her.
day, change your
know,
whole mood,
for
everything.
sure.
It change it when I don't remember when I have I ever been late. I don't remember the last time I was late, but I know I was irritated with. I was like probably like sitting
Hey
sweating. Just
Jones, you gassing now. You gassing now. You ain't been late that like you've been that
bro,
on time.
my new job, my boss is like telling me like you can be a little bit later, but the thing is, I go to the gym at 6 and I don't have to be to work till 8:30, so I get to work. It's like I can't be late. It's like I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna leave the gym at 7:45, and then it's a 15-minute drive. So
Right.
I put my bag is packed for Vegas right now. I mean,
Jeez.
I would have never packed my bag. I've never packed a bag beforehand. There he go. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
I don't be.
Man,
That's what I'm saying. I don't be lying like him.
Like,
that's crazy. That's awesome. I'm not there yet, sis. I'm not there yet.
but being on time, it keeps you where you're supposed to be, though. It keeps you in front of the people you're supposed to be in front of in regards to your professional life. It keeps you in the rooms you're supposed to be in. It keeps you sending your products to your people when they're supposed to get it. All on being on time, it really makes the average look great. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
punctuality, the consistency. You could be really average at what you do, but just kind of being around the clock and being consistent, you turn
True.
into McDonald's, you turn into Whataburger, you turn into
Right.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, whatever. You could they don't even do that thing on Sundays and they never gonna break that. They ain't no franchise
Right.
gonna just start opening up on Sundays. We done on Sundays. We praising God, we back to it on Monday.
Right.
Like it's like that consistency is and on
Some
time.
people think you know, but like procrastination. They think if they procrastinate, they're going to get do their best work. People say that a lot. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
I do my best when I'm under pressure. I don't agree. I think that I think if you do your best when you're under pressure, that means you could have done better if you were more prepared. Like I believe that. I don't know. I
That's
think you do much better if you were prepared.
I would say that I think some people do perform better under pressure. In my opinion, I think some people need to to be applied like that pressure, but I do think overall you will get more out of being on time and kind of being punctual with how you do things, but and kind of doing things beforehand. But some
Mhm.
people just really are good in the fourth quarter. Like some people, like if you push them to the limit, they'll give you some amazing stuff, and you be like, man, this
Yeah.
is like I'm a teacher, so I get kids now online virtually. They turn in stuff like the night before. Like I'll be like, dude, like, are you serious? Like it's 12 o'clock a.m. Why you not sleep? But I read it and I'll read it. I'll be like, this is amazing. Like, I don't know if your mama wrote this or not, but like, it looks good. Like, in
I used to tell myself that I'm one of those people, but I do think that it would be good if you work under pressure if you aren't. So you're way ahead of you're a step ahead, and then you could still improve later, rather than not give give yourself any room for improvement.
right.
Because
Right.
at last minute you have no choice but to do your best because you cannot mess up at this point.
But like if he finds out on Thursday, that he's forgot to pack a pair of shoes, he has all the time in the world to get it
yeah,
done.
exactly. Like
Right.
that's what
And
makes it
it's not
so
going to
easy.
stress him out. It's going to be like, oh, okay, let me go
Right.
grab that real quick. Unlike me packing on Thursday, and I can't find that pair of shoes now because I was never
You
prepared.
gotta leave. You have to leave the shoes right now.
Yeah.
Leave the
Right.
shoes. They're gone. You ain't
You
bring them.
can't even take them.
No, you ain't
Or
take
I
them.
mean, writing the paper and rereading it. I mean, that is just that easy.
Exactly.
I'm just typing it to turn it in. I'm missing commas and periods, but if I can type it, reread it, look at it. Oh, I missed the word. I mean, so
Right.
yeah, pressure. Yeah.
And make diamonds or bust pipes though. It make diamonds or
Exactly.
bust pipes. And I say, for me, I was a procrastinator, big time procrastinator before. I know now,
Mhm.
like I'm kind of more so I'm trying to create plans and I mean we just got a lot going on. Me and myself, J.Jones, we do a lot of different things. So now I have to have systems. Like I have to have things I consistently do. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all when I say like, what I'm saying, I create pressure. Like I do create pressure. Like I do now spend money sometimes when I know I shouldn't because I'm like, why not? Like, let me create some pressure to go make some more money and da 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 whatever. And I'll be kind of like sweating, but it makes me
Right.
work. Like it makes me get hot in there, man. You know, but hey, I need that. Like the competitive spirit in me, it needs to like figure out like, am I gonna win this or am I gonna lose? Like I need that. So I've now structured my plans, right, in a way that I can compete against myself, but still have something in place so that like, I'm thinking it's me against the world, but in reality, I got this all planned out already. So if it falls flat, then I'll be
Mhm.
good. Like it's not gonna be tragic. It's not gonna end everything. I'll be good. But I like feeling that pressure though. I do enjoy that pressure type situation. I don't know why. It's just something about it for me. You know, J. Jones like,
Yeah, I
nah,
mean,
none of
I
that.
mean, within business, like in business, we're always under pressure, you know. And we could have
Yeah,
planned everything out to the T, and then we did everything that we said we were going to do. We thought it was going to be perfect. It was going to work, and the outcome just wasn't what we thought it would be. And now we're under pressure to fix it, to get it back there. You know, move on to Plan B. What's next? You
that's
know.
they say that's the ultimate competitive sport is business. They say that's where the most competitive people you ever meet in your life are, in business. When you go into situations where you trying to pitch your business strategy to some people that may be giving you
Mhm.
funding, and then they poking holes in your business strategy, talking about you don't know your numbers and things like this. Now you
Right.
like how are we going to make this work, and it takes a special kind of person, special kind of people to be able to develop a business. So shout out to y'all. And Jay Jones got his business just jumping off was it lift and go
Mr. Lift and Go Express. That's my
it's,
brother. Y'all
yeah,
probably seen him on a couple episodes. He's
yeah,
a character,
a
but
character for sure,
Yeah.
sure.
he
Yeah,
drives. He can drive any vehicle on this earth. So I'm gonna get him. We're gonna get some box trucks and try to expand to. We'll
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
We'll
Shakana, you were talking about that a little while ago.
Mhm.
Where
It's
the
a
money is at.
business as well. Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
there's a couple of different ways that people can make some money out here for sure, as far as with the businesses
Right.
and building these LLCs and things like that. And I got a couple of things in the works. I just kind of I've been like I keep saying I'm pump faking. I mean, in all honesty, I've been pump faking, and I say it every podcast so I can apply that pressure to myself. J. Jones, I see
Hmm.
you looking at me like I'm applying that pressure to myself. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna be, we keep bringing
Do I need do I need
entrepreneurs.
do I need to get you a planner so you can have a
Man,
date?
we might, yeah, man. I'm waiting on them to give me the planner with my face on it, man. Cause
We're
the
working
girl
on
with the
some more
pearls,
things for
she ain't
sure.
gonna work for the boy, man. I gotta get the little dude with the
You
Two
know what, Shakana?
earrings.
Let's get that. Let's get that
Yeah,
Yeah.
planner.
with the two earrings in. Yeah, yeah, I need him. But nah, man. I mean, we definitely appreciate y'all gracing the
Oh,
platform, man. What's
hey,
good?
we gotta cap it. If you gonna cap it,
Oh, my fault. We got a little cap or no cap, especially for the content creators. This is a content creator special right here. So let me go ahead and let me set the stage for y'all. Okay, let me set the stage for y'all. So I have been going into, me and Jay Jones both run the page and we try to do things that kind of, spark interest. Like y'all know how that goes. So I've been going into repurposing content. So we've been repurposing content, and I found my guy, my dude, talking about being your own boss, like taking control of your life, not necessarily relying on another man to provide for you is Dame Dash. Like that's my dude. Like I'm always checking for Dame Dash because he gives out a lot of good info. Shaquana, you not in your head, so you ever watch Dame?
It's because our last weekly quote was, basically geared towards your own independence and not relying on other people. So when you said that, I'm like, we were just on that.
Yo, Dame is on that. So Dame Dash my dude. I always check for good quotes for him. So he had a podcast he did recently, right? So he did his
Hmm.
podcast with some guys. I'm trying to remember the name. It's not coming. So
let me
that's
try.
more
Let's
that
keep
adds to
going.
the story. So I I screen recorded the video. So I screen recorded it. I created the content. You know what I'm saying? I put like the quote on there. I put what he was talking about. I edited it up and I posted and I tagged him, right?
Hmm.
So I tagged him and then I woke up the next morning and Dame Dash had reposted, like, so he posted on his page and it had like 34,000 views or something like that. So
Nice.
so Dame posted it. He got like 1 million followers or whatever, almost. So it went crazy. Now, cap or no cap, I did not tag the podcast in the video. Is that wrong? Was I wrong for not tagging them in the video? Because they got mad now. I'm telling you, like, Be a Clown podcast, y'all some weirdos. Like they was going in on us, like on Dave Dash post because I didn't tag them, and it might have been a rookie mistake, but I didn't take it down. I kept it. I kept the post. Like I didn't take it down. Dave Dash reposted it, so I left it
Hey,
up there.
it's
So
off the Rick show.
off the Rick show. Shout out to Off the Rick show. We kind of squashed the little issue we had. But is it
What you
cap or
talking
no? They hit us up. They was like, hey man, like you need to take that down right. But anyway, so was it cap or no cap that I posted it without tagging them? Because I left the logo. Now the logo was still there. It ain't like I took it off. I just put us on the top because I created the content. So is that cap or no cap that I put them up? Without tagging them. So was I capping or was I not capping? So I'm gonna let y'all take it. So J.Jones, you go first. You know how this rolls.
For me,
Yeah.
like I said when I saw it, nah, you wasn't. It's no cap. Like you wasn't capping.
Capping.
Like you said, Instagram. Everybody does that. Everybody takes stuff, kind of puts their stuff on it and posts it. So the better way would be to probably tag them, and we figured it out. And now they're tagged, but you just did what everybody else does on Instagram. So.
I mean, what if it was y'all? What if it was your content?
And I thought about that, but we left the logo. Like I didn't take the logo off, so you knew where the podcast came from. I feel like the animosity came from the fact that Dame Dash posted the podcast and he ain't posted when they did it. Yeah, he posted our version of it.
He posted the repost.
And it is. It's the reason, if Beyonce sees a shirt selling in the store that she didn't approve, but they're promoting it, she's gonna snatch it,
Okay.
I don't know. I think you're right, Gerald. It does get done all the time, but I mean, the right way. There's a right way.
So I was capping. Abby says I was capping.
What
Abby
you think,
called it capping.
I think that's $1 million mistake, but no cap. What you really may have forgot. But I'd be so mad too.
You know what? It was honestly, it just slipped my mind. Like I was.
It's squashed. They got tagged.
Yeah.
But yeah, I called Kerry and I was like, hey, I was like y'all at first. I was like, hey, you gotta take that down. And like these dudes, and he was like, nah, it happens all the time. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm talking about taking it down. I wouldn't take it down.
Nah, I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Dame Dash already reposted it. I'm gonna take it down.
Right.
Like it's too late, bro. My bad. Hey, y'all want some clout? I'll give y'all some clout. I'm not taking it down.
Right.
Not taking it down. But
because
we squashed it. It's squashed.
It's all squashed though. Shout out to Off the Rec, you know what I'm saying? Even though y'all call us Be a Clown podcast, it's still love over here. If y'all ever want to join the podcast, it's all, hey, we all good. We can work together.
Right.
It's all love. We giving out light, you know what I'm saying? And thank you two ladies for helping us, be a light and spread that information because we all know planning to, oh no, my bad. I messed it up.
Failing the plan.
I messed it up. Go ahead, J.Jones.
Failing the plan is planning to fail. Put my face on it.
There you go.
I take put Nike. No, don't put Nike on. I'm about to put a Nike hat on me. Don't do that.
Nah, don't do that. We're gonna get the copyright infringement. Nike gonna be calling us up.
Nike gonna sue. Nike starting to sue.
Yeah, we too small for all that. They ain't coming for us.
Oh, whatever.
But yeah.
No, thanks, y'all. Thank you for having us. Really.
Talk. Thank you guys, and y'all be blessed. Look forward to supporting y'all and working with y'all in the future. And hey, y'all, we out.
Go to bed in New York. Go to bed.